So I just wanted to do a quick final thoughts on Magia Records Season 2, and I actually meant to get this video up on Sunday, as I have less things to do with multiple anime coming to a close, and I pop on good old Funimation, and I'm watching the first few minutes of the last episode, no issues, and then the subtitles just were non-existent, and I did some digging, and I found the different ways of watching it in high seas fashion, but it didn't look like as many people were watching it until it got corrected. And I guess even on different television networks, there was a whole different issue on Japan where some, because of, I guess, the way they had to get the video before different channels did, so they had incomplete visuals, but they had proper audio. It was just a cluster of a mess, even with the week gap in between episodes. But the final episode has now officially been corrected, at least on Funimation for me, and I got to watch it, and it was a satisfying finale. It was actually pretty chaotic, and went in directions I wasn't exactly expecting, especially with Cerno being saved. I didn't think they would. I thought Mommy surviving was likely, just given the way the timelines seemingly were overlapping sort of a thing. I thought Mommy getting free, but one on the Magia Record sides dying or something like that seemed likely, but them succeeding was something that felt well earned, and you could see the pieces kind of laid out there. But I mean, it was hard pressed to get a victory, so to see the past couple of episodes fighting for her, she's basically twisting her head in like her arms like as if she doesn't have bones. It was pretty much something straight out of Nightmare on Elm Street, it felt like. It was pretty goddamn horrifying, and some of the most horrifying imagery I think we've seen in this show. And to see them succeed, it felt like a victory, so I was kind of questioning to myself, what was the final season going to be? Because after seeing it, it probably is going to be about 3 to 5 episodes more than likely in order to wrap it up. But I was curious, because if they defeat the witches and, you know, everyone was saved, what is there to be an objective? And then the end of the episode comes swinging like a sledgehammer and says, well, here's what's gonna happen. I mean, Iroha's fate is definitely sealed, it looks like. They're probably gonna have to try to rescue her. Is that gonna be the sacrifice? I still think there's definitely possibilities for Magia Record characters to end up dead before the final season wraps up. I just was initially expecting it in the second season here, but I think given the pacing and the way they did it, I think it's more than acceptable. It just was kind of like an eye treat. I mean, in the very last episode, there was a directing choice that I think was done in order to avoid having to animate, which is where Yachio was basically, her eyes were closed and the screen was blank, and then they'd open for a brief second, then close again. I really feel like that was a way to avoid animating, given that this has been a pretty stressful production, but I still stick by what I said. I mean, television, MADOKA Magica has never been, like, the most crisp of quality. There's been a lot of inconsistencies ever since it started up back in 2012 there, but I do think they've more often than not had, I mean, the consistent background detail was absolutely flawless, so even when character models might have gone on that derpy side, the background details kept the scene alive sort of a thing. And really for me, it was just seeing the gang together, trying to get their resolve, seeing Cerno as an example, someone who arguably wanted to just be a normal person. She found herself to be weak, but faked being strong for others' sake after losing. And to see that was her biggest hurdle in coming back, I thought was really great. It gave more of a reason than just, oh, power of friendship came to be and she was saved. More so, they are able to break through her consciousness and able to say, like, it's okay to rely on us. You don't need to fake that strength anymore. So it kind of served a great purpose in my mind for that. And just overall, I mean, the past couple episodes were just fun. They were exciting, and I'd argue the very last episode of Season 2, I think, was some of the best of Season 2 of Magia Record to date, and one of the standouts if you even compare both of the seasons. I just think if you wanted visual eye candy, there was quite a bit. Sure, it had some dips and inconsistencies, but it was still a pretty polished production more often than not. And yeah, maybe it was strenuous for the production side, but I mean, they got it done, and it'll be interesting to see. I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest if the final season does get delayed a bit more than sometime in December of this year, which is what they have laid out, but we'll see. If it's only a few episodes, I think it will come in December, but if it's 4 to 5, I think I wouldn't be shocked to see a January premiere, but that's just me anyway. Like I said, I don't have too much to say, but I did want to get the final thoughts out here just in case people are like, oh, where's these reviews? I wish I had more to say. Probably in hindsight, maybe I should have just done one big video on Season 2, which is probably what I'm going to do on the final season, but it was still fun to chat with people, especially because MADOKA Magica, Magia Record, fun stuff to discuss. But thoughts and feelings on the final season, either of the episodes, whatever you're feeling, let me know down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you're new around here. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.